is the security discussion becomes very simple, which is implementers. So for example, the famous one bad example for the conventional one is combining CBC encryption and CBC map. So in that case, like IB must be different in our computation. Something that for a non-expert, remembering all that details is very difficult. So by providing 2-in-1 scheme, we can avoid such complicated discussions. So another one is high performance. So because the computation of the encryption and map can be shared, so if both functionality is provided by one scheme, then we can share the computation. Okay, and then I'd like to explain associated data. So this is just the data to be authenticated but not encrypted. So an example is like traffic signal, and if this is encrypted, then everyone is in trouble. So, but we want to make sure that the data is not modified. So authenticity is required. And so AE is authenticated encryption with associated data. So it makes sense when two types of data coexist in the communication. So we want, so this is like packet header. Then the main body must be concealed. But like a packet header should not be encrypted. But we want to make sure that this is not modified. So associated data is used in that case. Okay, so this is the summary of the syntax. So we have sender and the receiver, and he has associated data A and the message M, and some initial value ID. And the encryption scheme computes ciphertext for privacy and tag for authenticity. And then the ID, APC are sent to the receiver, and the receiver computes the decryption. If the authentication is verified, then it outputs plaintext. But if authentication fails, then it just outputs some reject symbol. So this is a reject symbol. And so it doesn't provide any failure message. Okay, then so how to design AEAD? So suppose that we use block cipher as a building block because it's natural, because we want to make encryption. Okay, so of course, the challenge is achieving following two at the same time. One is the efficiency and another is the security. Here, efficiency is number of block cipher calls to compute C. And another is security. Is so we want to make sure that construction is secure even in wrong implemented. So no expert may make some mistake to implement, but we want to ensure some level of security. Well, so achieving efficiency is actually possible, and there already exists one efficient scheme called OCB and data CB. Well, I don't explain details, but so for each message block, it XORs some secret value, so this is mask, and then the encryption is computed, and the mask is computed again, and the output is C1. So the block cipher is called just once per message block, so this is called rate 1. Well, regarding associated data, the ciphertext, we don't have to output the ciphertext, so it's just we just compute the sum of the computed results. And then we also take the checksum of the message. So that is just XOR of all the message blocks. And then just process block cipher of this input as a time. So this is very efficient and the right one. The data CB is tweakable block cipher level. So the computation is almost the same, but instead of XOR, encryption XOR, it can compute tweakable block cipher with different tweak value. Or in other words, so this construct is called XCX is just an instantiation of the tweakable block cipher. Okay, so there's an example of efficient AE, and I'd like to discuss about security, especially decryption security in theory. So the goal is to avoid leaking M when decryption fails. So we have to return failure symbol. So how to do it? So generic approach is verify then decrypt. That means we first compute the decryption, we first compute verification, and only if verification succeeds, then the decryption starts. Okay, so this works very well in theory, but in practice, it has several drawbacks. First, so it requires two-pass computation. So first computing verification and then the computing decryption. So it's expensive. And decryption can't be processed online. And message needs to be stored. So first you need to compute verification, and at that time you have to store all the message logs, all the ciphertext logs, which later will be used to compute decryption. So large memory is required. Okay, so is there any method to avoid such drawbacks? And yeah, actually there is some. So for example, using intermediate tag is a possible solution. But it has to communicate intermediate tag, so it requires extra communication cost. Naturally, if the message size is exponential, then tag size also increases exponentially. So it's not efficient. And so another security notion is replacing unverified plaintext, which is called RUP. So this notion discusses security when the scheme releases decryption results before verification. Okay. So if the scheme is RUP secure, then even verification fails, then this releasing decryption doesn't go towards the security of the construction. So this was formalized by Andrew et al. In Decrypted 2014. And adversary, so in this model, adversary can access to decrypt anyway oracle. So by just increasing this oracle, the security can be discussed. And the decrypt anyway oracle leaks a lot of information, of course, because we need to release before verification. And actually, like OCD and PETCD is vulnerable, doesn't satisfy the security notion. So remember that this is the encryption process in the OCD. And so the message is just like converted to ciphertext by encryption and this some secret value. This secret is actually made from initial value. So IB is somehow related to the computation of those conversion, but associated data and tag are not related to this conversion. So suppose that the adversary randomly chooses those values that the correct IB with correct IB and C and asks them for the decrypt to any oracle, then it anyway leaks correct information, correct M, even if those are wrong and so verification eventually fails. So this is a problem of OCD and PETCD. Well, it's still possible to make the scheme secure, to design a secure AE scheme. The way, the property that we want to aim is robust decryption. So that means the queries to decrypt anyway oracle doesn't leak any information about M unless IBATC has been observed from the encryption like before. So that then simply, if exactly the same thing repeated, then we know that exactly the same thing is repeated. So it's like a delay. So this notion says, except for delay, this construction doesn't leak any information. So this achieves maximum security, but not efficient. It can't be rate 1. Okay, so there is trade-off. So OCD and CD are very efficient, rate 1, but RUP security is not achieved. Then the robust decryption achieves maximum security, but it's not efficient, rate 1, not rate 1. So we want to provide another trade-off in this setting. So we focus on rate 1. So we don't want to compromise this efficiency. So we stick to rate 1. And first we show that so with rate 1, achieving maximum security in RUP is impossible. So this is impossible result. And then another is new construction, which is rate 1. And so the black triangle means middle level of security is obtained. So I'd like to show how to construct this scheme. So this is the rough sketch of observations. So sender computes PC from initial value and associated data and message, and sends initial value, associated data, and tag and ciphertext to receiver. Okay, so one observation is so those values are just like copied from the input to the encryption protocol. Well, it's true that nobody should modify it. So this is like packet information. So if someone modifies, then they